Hello, Paterson. This is Serrano Keith Baltio. Also, if you know me as the president of the former New Jersey Pulse and J-Pulse News in Paterson, New Jersey. So for 10 years, I have had a newspaper in Paterson, New Jersey, just backing you guys up, reporting on the corruption, the incompetence. I have been fighting these crazy officials for all these years, but I want to disclose something to you that has been happening to me and my wife that's currently going on. I'm not going to put everything on this Facebook page because what has been happening is that they have been going into my Facebook page, assuming my identity, changing stuff, deleting stuff. And if that doesn't work, they would call Facebook and make a false report on something that's really ridiculous to ban me from Facebook. So I have designed 5 different websites, and I'm going to tell you the names as the time come on. I have gotten 2 YouTube channels and some other media forms that they can't delete. They can't go in there and change stuff. And if they did, now that I live in Texas, I can actually have them arrested for it. As you know, I asked some of you to help me reach out to the Attorney General's office a few years ago, a year and a half ago, and they refused to help me because they were trying to get Phil Murphy elected and they needed the Paterson officials, and the Paterson officials were the one involved. So here's how I'm going to start this story, and I'm going to try to make it short, but you know me, I got a lot of talking to do. So after 10 years of running this newspaper, I wanted to run for mayor of the city of Paterson. And I was told that Andre Sayegh didn't like that idea because I was very popular. I could use my newspaper, I could win. So he started paying, according to the former chief of police in New Jersey, Sayegh started paying this PI to follow around me and see if he can find any dirt on me. So I asked the PI, how do you know that? He says, look, he called him. What they were doing is they were looking at my Facebook page, Andre Sayegh, to see who am I in conflict with, and they were going to back those people against me. And so they thought me and this guy had a conflict, so he called him up, and the guy said, no, I'm good with Serrano. But he disclosed to him some things that I can't really talk about because you have a case going on. And they couldn't find any dirt on me. So as you know, they've been boasting they took down Joey Torres with the same PI by the name of Harry Melber. So I'm going to get his face up here. This is the guy. This guy said he's not a public figure, right? He is on Channel 4 in New York, parading himself as a public figure. But he said he's not a public figure. So if you're a private detective giving interviews and all this kind of stuff, how are you saying you're not a public figure, you're a private person? So I'm going to go back to this. So after 10 years, I wanted to run for Mayor Paterson to try to do something different because, after you run a newspaper for so long, people can tend to ask you, why did you stop complaining and, just do something about it? Why don't you run for mayor? Why don't you run for mayor? And I was going to. Spoke to my wife about it. We were going to move in one of the either east side or up there in the 2nd ward because it's not safe in Paterson. It wasn't safe, so we're looking for a safe area. So then this guy started following us around, and he couldn't get anything on me. I'm clean. He hours and thousands of hours of videos, we were told. So when they couldn't get anything on me, according to the former police chief, they went after my wife. And I'm going to show you this video before we come back to him. So here's a video. This is my wife's car. This is the guy on her bumper. These are 2 police cars going after him right now to block him. This is another police car here with a dash cam. This is a 3rd police car. So they had to pull this guy off my wife, chasing her down these lonely highways, these lonely roads. So the police said to me, he didn't show any ID. He didn't show any insurance because the dash cam is showing that. All he showed was this PI license right here. And that's the only evidence that he showed who he was. So we still didn't know who he was. And the car that he was driving was temporary license plate. So all the suspicion, so I get a call, I'm home, my wife is crying on the phone, and as a husband, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. If somebody went after your wife and she's on the phone crying, police are there, no driver's license, no insurance was produced, temporary license plate, what would be going through your head? That he was going after her. This is not the first time, this was the second time he got caught. She suspected him about a week ago, and you can see another video with him chasing her, going after her through her parking lot. She had to run into the parking lot with a car. Drive really fast. So he's doing it again. Now, this guy, when he went up to Joey Torres, his car is equipped with video cameras. Let's remember that because it's a very important point. So he's got a video camera going after her in the car. She took him to criminal court, and all of a sudden, thousands of hours of video camera is missing. He withheld that information from the court. And so now we're dealing with that. Where's the information where you were going after her? And so that night, I'm worried about my wife. I'm upset. I'm angry. If you're in a business where even if you're a judge or a prosecutor or a lawyer, and they go after your wife, they go after your daughter, you go after your mother, what would be your reaction in this manner? So I went on my Facebook page. I was angry. It's a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't regret anything I said because that's still my belief. I believe this to be true. And here's what I said. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to put it on Facebook. I'm going to put it on the website. It says, this private investigator, Harry Melber, was paid to follow and stalk my wife. It is the same PI, Charles Florio, the developer, allegedly hired to go following Joey Torres. Remember Mayor Joey Torres to aid Councilman Sayegh in winning the mayor's seat. I currently have criminal charges against Florio in Clifton, which was true, and the judge helped him with that. But why my wife? It's a question. Why not come after me? I'm the one you want, so why are you going after my wife? If myself or her is hurt, kidnapped or killed, myself included, right? Why not? You now know it's Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh. Who did I identify there? Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh, not Melber, right? Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh was desperately trying to get the mayor's office because they know I was running for office. I was going to. The police said he won't give up the person who hired him, but all roads connect him to Paterson, removing Torres and getting Sayegh elected. This also is happening as Florio makes his first court appearance in Clifton. So if he takes the information from the PI and gets someone from New York, where he's from, to hurt her, he can use that to get me to drop my case against him. I had criminal cases against Charles Florio and not run for mayor, leaving Sayegh to win, which is what happens. This was their plan. My home is very sad right now. My wife is shaken up, but God today was watching over us and caught this man to let us know how evil they are in Paterson to control that city. And it says op-ed. Can't sue an op-ed. You can't. It's impossible, right? So, does anything here sound defamatory to you? Because what they did, and this is on April 5th, 2017. What they did, the PI, and just remember I said it was Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh. So if anybody could sue me or want to sue me, it would be them. But they put up the PI to do it. So here, just remember April 15th. Do you know when they filed this claim? September 17th. April, May, June, July, August, September. 6 months later, they sued me for defamation on this garbage. Now, when I filed my case against my own lawsuit against Paterson, they were waiting for me upstairs in the council chamber to bump into me so they can all testify that I bump into one of them and have me arrested. That's the reason I stopped going to the council chamber. I told us to the Jersey Publsiher, I wrote a letter asking for protection, and they refused to protect me in the council chamber because they were all waiting to set me up. One of the council members were going to hit me, and one of those were going to say, and this was a guy leaving City Hall said this to me, so it was unsafe for me to go there. I asked for them to look out for me. The city of Paterson and Jersey Publsiher refused to do it. I've got a recording of me and him, and me fighting him, and he's saying, trying to tell me I'm threatening him just because I said I was going to tell the cop. Now, I put the guy's photo because this is what the cop gave us. The police department gave us this photo because the police department was very suspicious also about him because they couldn't find his home address because he refused to show his ID. So all the videos are gone. Remember, thousands of hours of videos from Joey Torres, zero from showing that what I wanted to prove, that he was going after her, right? To hurt her or hurt me at the same time. And it's Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh. But they put up this guy to file a lawsuit because there's nothing here about him doing it. It was them. So why haven't they? So when they filed a suit. I defended too before and I won because this is bullshit stuff. Excuse my language, right? So here he is in a lawsuit. He said he's not a public figure, but here he is on national TV talking about how he took down Joey Torres, right? Now this is April 15th. This is April 5th when they said I made the post. What they don't know is I know about algorithms on Facebook. I pulled the algorithm. This is the first, the second, the third. It actually dropped. The 4th, the 5th, the 6th, all the way to the 15th. Nothing. Nobody cared about what I said about this guy, that post. On the 29th, I said something about the officials and people. And just remember, this is 106 people. This is about 50 people. This is about maybe 20, 15, 10 people that watch this. Almost a month later, I said something about the officials and it went up to 317 for 27 for a while and it stayed up there. And it drops back down to like 10, 15 people. These are people. This is zero. Look how close it is. So I pulled this algorithm to show that nobody really cared. Nobody shared it. Nobody looked at it. I said it and people just ignore what they did to me and my family. So this is Andre Sayegh. This is Charles Florio. I had criminal charges against him while this was going on. And the judge ruled, now I'm going to show you this judge. This is Judge Caposello. I filed ethics charges against him. According to the Observer, he used to work for the city of Paterson. So he can't be on any case in the city of Paterson. But he took all the cases that I filed against every one of them, brought it into this courtroom and dismissed it. And when I told him, he wrote a letter banning me from filing any more cases to protect the Paterson officials, right? This is the other judge. He tried to fine me $6,000 for filing the complaints, and I appealed the decision and I won. I beat him because, you know, the U.S. attorney should know what they're doing to me, what they tried to do. So all his $6,000 was dismissed because he had no business. If you make one court appearance, it's $35. He hit me, not with court appearances. As a matter of fact, according to him, I went to court 207 times because he charged me $6,000 for every complaint and not court appearance. They were trying to get slick with me, and I caught him. He should be charged. And I had criminal charges against him as well. It went to Bergen County. You know what the judge did? The chief judge pulled it from the other guy who charged Chris Christie and says, me and Judge Caposello are in the same mind. So did he call you? How could you be in the same mind? You're supposed to be of an independent mind to try to get him dismissed on the criminal charges for tampering with my cases. So here's Harry Melber. On this day, the date is on it, he decided he liked my page. It's Harry Melber liked New Jersey Pulse page, and he's following me. So I went. This was 2 months before his lawsuit. And I said, look at this guy. He's liking my page. He's following me. He's probably looking for an excuse to sue me. Because just remember, my post is an op-ed, okay? And I never put this in my newspaper. I never put it on my website. And this judge had vowed he was going to get every one of my cases. But that case was in another county. And I confronted him if he was going to go after that case. And now just remember, he's calling up all the judges to get me. All the judges he's calling. He made it clear, and I have all the videos. I took all the videos in court, the audio, that I know every judge, I know every appellate judge that there is in New Jersey, and he's friends with them or whatever he is with them. So here he is, 2 months before his lawsuit, trying to sing. And the post that I responded to this was deleted. How was all the posts of Harry Melber deleted? Only of him. Somebody went inside my Facebook page, delete all the posts about him. So and here's the prosecutor, and I went to her. She's with the Paterson officials. Remember the 7 of them that I charged criminally? So she backed off on all the cases. She has her love fest with the Paterson officials. This is Sayegh after he used that same PI that the cop said that he did, talking to the news media to push the assault on Joey Torres. Same PI, right? And but nothing on Melber. They kept this case silent. So it's not going to be kept silent anymore. This is the office of Judge Caposello. Somebody sent this to me. This is Caposello. This is that judge I just filed charges. I had filed charges against. They're in one circle. These are all the main judges. He controlled all the judges, even the judges where this case went. So, and here am I in November 2017. That information was removed from my Facebook page. None of this came up. He was removing information from my Facebook page is what I said. You're right? He's looking at my page. Oh, here we go. On this date, this is November 2017, and I said, well, Melber liked my page, New Jersey Pulse News. I posted it saying, look at Melber liking my page, looking for something to sue me with, right? Or before it happened. So they were looking for either a criminal case. Before I left the city of Paterson, here's what happened. A young girl kept calling me saying she's looking for help, calling me over and over again. And I sent her to the Hawthorne Gospel Church where I go. Very suspicious. And I said, okay, fine. She wanted to meet me. And it looks like she's like about 14, 15 years old. And when she met me, she didn't know I was waiting. My wife and church boy, one of my friends there, was in the car. And I introduced, this is my wife, this is church boy. She was shocked, thought I was going to be alone. And I said, look, I'm here with my wife and my friend, and we're doing delivery of the newspaper to the church. We can go to the... No, she said, okay, it's fine, it's fine. So she leaves the parking lot of the church in Broadway, and I followed her down the parking lot. She said she took a bus there. She got into a black unmarked car with tinted plates and took off. Those cars belonged to the prosecutor's office and the Paterson Police Department. They were looking to set me up. Met a sheriff officer who told me they're following you around. The sheriff department is following me around. The sheriff department answers to who? The prosecutor and this judge. They protect me. They're in his court. They're following me around looking for something to get me with, to get me out of Paterson, to have me arrested. They couldn't get me in. Luckily, this guy was coming up and told me don't go upstairs in the Paterson concert chamber because that's where they were looking to get me. Now they were following me around. Now they're selling this young girl. Hopefully they get her to sit in my car and then have me, another set of black cars would pull up on me. What are you doing with this young girl in the car? She's 15 years old. She's a prostitute. Or maybe they got her on drugs. She'll turn around and she'll say, oh yeah, he tries to get me to go with him for prostitution. Whatever they were doing, God was with me. Because luckily I said no to her. And luckily I saw her go into that car. Didn't you say you take a bus here? How come you're in a black unmarked car pulling off and leaving? Because they were waiting to see if I was going to get her into my car. They didn't know I was going to bring my wife. Smart, right? Didn't even think about it, but she wanted to go with me that morning. So that's what they were doing. And this sheriff officer who followed me outside of Paterson on Broadway and told me, you need to get out of here. They're going after you. The Judge Caposello, the prosecutor, even Jerry Publsiher years ago was with Andre Sayegh and Elsa Manteglia looking to pull you over to have you arrested. It's not good for you to be here right now. This is how reporters get arrested, end up in jail with the wrong thing, the wrong reason. They plant drugs in your car, whatever they do, I don't know. So allegedly, right? Got to say allegedly. Even when I said allegedly, they still... Now, I want to show you something from the two lawyers involved in this. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to put the full details here because I know what they're going to do. What they're going to do is they're going to try to make a false report on Facebook to ban me. I want you to read this. You saw my post? You saw that nobody really shared my post? Anything? So this is the attorneys for Melber. At no time period to the date of this complaint has Mr. Ballier or the New Jersey Pulse, which never published anything about any of this, right? So they added the New Jersey Pulse in. And instead of the judge saying, well, you can't add the New Jersey Pulse in because he never published anything, he just put it on Facebook, the judge allowed them. Just remember, Caposello said he runs all the judge in New Jersey, even the appellate court judge. So they added my newspaper, which never published anything. At no time period to the date of this complaint has Mr. Ballier or New Jersey undertake any corrective action to remove the false defamatory statement. Did they send me a letter? Did they say anything? Because my wife took Harry Melber to criminal court or traffic court for going after her. He has a complaint still pending that they refuse to deal with for stalking her. That complaint is still part of the records. First they said they were going to go after it, then they sent it back to the other court, still sitting in the other court, right? And even when I was at that trial, and that was like 2 months before this, and he never said he was harassed or he was defamed or anything. Matter of fact, the only thing he said, which I pulled the audio again, that's why I'm going to put everything up for you to see. They never wanted me to have a trial in this case. They did everything outside the court, waiting to get me, waiting to set me up. It's a bull BS thing. But here's what the attorney said. And they lied. So we're going to do a complaint against the attorneys for their license with the state attorneys, whatever board you call it. At no time period to this complaint, which they never asked me to remove it. The New Jersey Post, which never published anything and took any action. He never said he had a problem. It was directed to a Paterson Florio. So how do I know this guy had a problem? Never told me, right? But they said I didn't take any action or advise any readers, viewers, or visitors to the NJ Paul's Facebook site about the false nature of the statement published. What was false? Now, in a defamation case, in order to win against somebody, I had to know that I made a statement that was false, and I knew the statement was false, and I still made it. But at the time, it was in the moment when you went after my wife, and everything and that going through my head, I didn't have time to think whether it was true or false. I just told what I said from the information that I had available to me. And now, knowing he hid the videos and wouldn't present it, that backs up my information, right? It wasn't false. It was, I believe, that's my First Amendment right. I believe that to be true, and that's what I said. The defamatory allegations contained in New Jersey Paul's Facebook page. Now, just remember, NJ Paul's Facebook page was deleted. There is no NJ Paul's Facebook page. There was another page that I used for New Jersey Paul's. It says New Jersey Paul's, and it has to say, it has to say NJ Paul's Facebook. It doesn't. There was nothing that says NJ Paul's Facebook page. It says New Jersey Paul's, which is an entirely different entity. So the judge should have looked at us and said, well, there's no NJ Paul's Facebook page. Have been and continue to be published, right? I just published it once, right? And distributed to visitors to the site, and those visitors republished the post to others, and on, resulting in repeated and now. Just remember, this is what the attorney said. On and on. So let's go back to the Facebook page. This is the algorithm. On the 5th, right? Was this, it's my regular post that people go to. Still on the same level on the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Nothing. 19, 20. No republishing. This is, just remember, this is 0, this is 106. This is maybe about 25 people. Same people that goes to my page. Nothing. Republished, reposted, on and on. I must have on the 29th said something and people looked at that. And it dropped back down. Same level. The same level, a couple of spikes. Same level. So these attorneys lied to the court and said it was on and on and on and on and republished and refocused on and on. Remember? That's their complaint. Distributing to visit to this site, and by those visitors republishing. Did you see any spike in republishing? No. The post to others? No, nobody did it. And on and on. I didn't see that. Did any of you guys see that? What they don't know is I'm smart enough to pull algorithms. And I'm showing you that was not true. That was a lie by the attorneys or Harry Melber to make me look bad. I'm the one that's tried to making look bad here to try to bring about this frivolous garbage suit, to try to harass and go after me and my wife more and more again. So I'm giving you limited information here because I don't want, this is me testifying before that judge who tried to come after me. So if they had bumped into me, if they had done something to me, it would have gone back before him. That same judge I filed a criminal charge against. I went to Bergen County. This is the Bergen County Court where the judge said to me, Judge Capicella and I are on the same page. what, with dismissing it and protecting the judge from violating my civil rights and official misconduct. So this is, here he is, Judge Miola. He's in Republican City in Hawthorne and North Haledon, where they're still making him a judge after he pulled his crap with me. And I was supposed to, I'm going to call him and tell him, why do you have this guy, there being political? It's all political. But the thing with him is, he knows all the judges in New Jersey. So they pushed this case against me. He said he knows judges even in the appellate court. So even if I lost the case and I go to the appellate court, I'm screwed. Because he admitted in court, he knows all these judges, he's friends with them. I have criminal charges against him that I gave to him. He told me, don't file it in Paterson, I'm banned, right? I gave it to you. Why didn't you send it to another judge? I have ethics charges against him. Just remember, at the time, all the 7 elected officials in Paterson, they needed to get Phil Murphy, and they controlled this guy because I have another photo with him and all the Democrats there. So they got him to pull all the cases from every single court that I had. Bloomingdale, Passaic, North Haledon, everywhere I had cases against the Paterson officials for going after me and trying to destroy my newspaper. He pulled it. And dismissed, found a reason to dismiss every single one of them. But any case against me, they wanted to go after. Boy, did they want to screw me. They wanted to go after me. So when the case came up against, what's his face? Him, which is Charles Florio, who funded Andre Sayegh, right? Capocella goes, it was Ernest Rucker who went after me, and there's no direct communication between me and this guy, and he's dropping the case. I got up because there was direct me and this guy had a falling out. We had a direct conflict. He was yelling at me, I was yelling at him, and I have it on video. But I got up to tell him, yes, me and him had a conflict. You didn't just go call the other guy to go after me. Me and him had a confrontation. But Caposello says there's no evidence of any confrontation. And when I got up, he points his finger at me to sit down. When you have a victim, you listen to only the victim. But he was only listening to the defendants, which is the city of Paterson, Andre Sayegh, everybody else. So they found out about the case between me and this guy. What do you think was going to happen? Even was in the county. He said he knows every judge. And I warned him about this case to stay away from it. I wasn't afraid of him. In courtroom, I told him, in the courtroom, I read out a letter he wrote that any case in any jurisdiction in New Jersey. So then he thought I was stupid. So I found out that he couldn't go after the other jurisdiction, but he can get his friends judged to do so. So that's why, I left and I didn't run for mayor, and I'm over here. And now they go after my wife. They're going after me. They're filing frivolous lawsuits. And this guy, Harry Melber, I believe, I just want to show you something that they think I'm still so stupid. Look at this. This is a readout, a printout, a map. What he doesn't know is that when you go into somebody's Facebook page to delete stuff, so you can leave only what you want to leave, because there was 5 posts deleted from my Facebook page, and the only one that was left was the one on April 15th. This is the post I did about his niece. And I said, I told him, Melber targets the publisher's wife. What if a PI targeted her on the highway? How would he feel? That's what I said. This was deleted from my Facebook page. I didn't delete it. Now I contacted Facebook and they told me they didn't delete it either. So the Facebook told me that they can track everybody's IP that went in to my Facebook page before he brought his suit. So we tracked one of the IPs to South Jersey. Guess who lives in South Jersey? This guy. He lives in South Jersey. So we were able to track his IP address. So on the 17th of April, he demanded that he gets $1 million from me because he was harmed, right? Just remember, this guy said he was harmed. The algorithm shows different, right? There was other evidence where I Googled his name around the same time and nobody knew about my post. Nobody saw this post. Nobody said anything about him. Matter of fact, if you Google his name, nothing shows up. So he's very good at going in to people, allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, going into people's Facebook page, because he if we get the IP address and it leads back to him, then it's a criminal charge. And I tried to deal with him. I told his attorney, to my attorney, in that case, to tell his attorney, inform him. So if you're the attorney, because he's gonna say, hey, you posted something about me again. You know, this is nothing, Mr. Melber. I am going to do exactly what the law requires me to do, and you can quote me down in this video. I am going to take everything, every evidence that I didn't get to produce and I didn't get a trial, I didn't get nothing in a defamation case. They just handled this outside of a jury, outside of the public. That's what they did to me. Because all this judge said he's going after every case. He's jurisdiction over all the courts. And I lifted up in court and I said, excuse me, you said every city in New Jersey, every county? And then he knew that I knew he couldn't do that because he was out of his jurisdiction. But he said he knew every single judge, and even in the appellate court. So no matter what case they conjure up against me and they rule against me in the lower court, even if I would just mortgage my house to do an appeal or somebody came to help me, he's going to contact maybe his friends. He said he has friends. There's no way that this post is defamatory based on information that I knew not to be true, and I know it to be true. I believe that's what they did. And it was directed to Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh. How was he suing me, and how was he coming after me? Because at 6 months later in September, this is April. And why weren't you in court? When you were in court with my wife, I was in court, and they sequestered me. Yes, he sequestered me, but never told that judge I defamed him, never told that judge I said something bad and damaging to him, never said he had any damages. So how come a month later this comes up? Because I believe what that cop, former chief, said. Andre Sayegh have been monitoring my page, looking for anything and anybody to try to get me. And since he has all the judges on his side, helping him dismiss cases against him, because Andre Sayegh had criminal charges against him, he knew that he has judges now that can help him push cases against me. Even though I'm 100% right, they can make it look like I'm 100% wrong. So I tried to deal with this guy. I told my attorney to tell his attorney what you said in court was a lie, and to inform him there was violations on my page, 5 things removed. When we went before my wife, I did a video in front of that courthouse. That's deleted. Melber is deleted. 4 other things about him deleted. His niece deleted. I didn't delete it. Facebook didn't delete it, and left in place was this one little page so they could use it against me. And that's why I left at Paterson, New Jersey. That's what is going on right now. He's asking me now for $1 million. He said he was damaged to $1 million. I want to see a bank account. Then he said he wanted, he said, my attorney sent me a text, how close are you to $40,000? And I said, nowhere. He's not getting a dime from me. How close are you to $10,000? I said, none. How close are you to $1,000? I said, wait a second. You go after me. You found nothing. You videotaped everything that you hid from the court. You go after my wife. Nothing. Scared the crap out of her. She could run off the road, get herself killed. Whatever intent you had, I said. That's what I believed at the time. Okay? But now that the videos are missing, all his videos are missing. And someone said to me, he handed over to Andre Sayegh. If you hand the videos over to Andre Sayegh, why didn't you hand it over to the court and prove me wrong? All right? Now they're saying I have an incompetent attorney and they're laughing at him, mocking at him. And my attorney, I'd like him to take more action. But I'm here. I can't fight these things over there. I can't file the charges except by things. So we're gonna go after now. I've been quiet for a month and a half, for a year and a half. And any one of you who knows me knows when they go after you guys, I go after them. I could have come into Paterson and I could have been a nice newspaper, like there's one that's guarding and helping Sayegh right now. We're not going to give him any press. And I could have babied them, say all the nice things, and defend them and justify everything that they're doing. And you know what? I would have made a lot of money. I wouldn't be going through this stuff. I could have hid the truth from you. I could have lied to you through my teeth and not tell you anything that I know that's happening. But I gave God my word that when I go into Paterson, I was going to tell the truth. And, one of the things that I wrote on my wall that was, Don't be afraid of them. I'm with you always. I wrote them. And he's protected me so far. The two defamation suits were dismissed. We fought it. We won. The Republicans helped me. And now I don't know. They've been in bed with the Democrats. They backed off on this because big people are involved. Big people are involved in this case. There was a meeting that I heard where the governor knew that they had to get rid of me. The criminal charges I filed against 7 council members in Paterson, including Andre Sayegh, had to be dismissed if he had to get reelected because they needed those votes. That's how those charges got dismissed. This guy protected them and tried to punish me for it. And this is the judge I was told they tap into to help move that case and get me at any cost. And that's why I left, because a sheriff officer told me that he was part of that circle to get rid of me. So I'm going to put this video up. But if Harry Melber and the rest of them in Paterson wants to take me down, I'm not going down easy. I'm going to take you down with me. We gave Melber a chance to get out of this case. We gave him a chance. Look, you won some fraudulent defamation case, which we're going to try to appeal. And it can't stay in New Jersey because he like he said, he owns all the he knows all the judges. Even the appellate court will have to take it higher. And I gave him a chance to walk away from this. But he decided he wasn't going to walk away. He's not going to walk away. He's going to help them stick it to me. You know what? What did they do to Jesus Christ? He was right. They were wrong. They plotted. They had false witnesses, false this, false that. They conspired to get him killed, removed, whatever. And what did he? Did he run? Did he go away? Did he pay them off? So my attorney told me to pay this guy off $800, which will be my ticket, to come to New Jersey to go before the court and see. But he can't prove his damages. He's got to show me his bank account. I haven't seen his bank account yet. Where's his bank account? Nobody wants to show it to me. So better bring that bank account. Better bring your tax returns, because my attorney's saying he doesn't want to do it. Oh, you can't ask for evidence right now. But that's going to come up in the appellate court. That's going to come up when charges go forward with this guy. I'm going to dig up all that stuff. Because if you think you're going to go after me for fighting for the city of Paterson and help these officials, you got another thing coming. I didn't fight 10 years. 10 years to come so you can claim victory over me. So he wants $800. How do you go from $1 million to $40,000 in damages to $10,000 to $1,000 to now say it'll cost me a plane ticket and hotel fees of $800 and that's what you want? This is what this guy wants from me now. He said he was damaged, right? So now you're a liar. How do you get damage of $1 million and you're selling it for $800? Because he knows he has to come to court and show his stuff, and he can't do that. But you're going to have to do it now. You're going to have to do it. Okay? If I'm going to go down, you're going with me. I'm going to, all those things that I was denied showing in court, I'm going to show it. And Facebook has to take its own action against him from going into that account. Nobody has a right to go into my Facebook account, alter it, change documents. It's like you have a case, you want to have a case against a corporation, you break in there, you change documents, you remove some documents, and then you sue them, only to find out that you did it. You did it. Did you do it? Well, let me ask the question. I'm not going to say you do because you said, yeah, well, you know what? If I say that, I'm supposed to see your Facebook account. I'm supposed to see every document, but they don't want to show it to me. They're just trying to keep this on the surface, and I don't get to see. Were you the one, Mr. Harry Melber, from South Jersey, your IP address that went into my account? Because we want that. That's what I believe, because you live in South Jersey. And Mr. Harry Melber, only your post, including one with your niece, was deleted. Nothing about Sayegh was deleted. Nothing about McCoy or anybody else that I talk about was deleted. Only him. So did the question in this video, for you said, so you can't sue me twice for the same thing, by the way. And all this is in my documents and court documents. So everything that I'm saying to you, I presented in the court. It's in court documents. So while he said that I went into his IP, I said that in the court documents. That's what I said. So it's public information now. All that's public information. So did you go into, was it you? Was it somebody you hired? Was it somebody connected to the case? Because it was only about you. Deleted only to leave that one post, to bring about a claim, to try to get me to pay you $1 million, and now he just wants $800. That doesn't make sense. How do you go from $1 million to 800? Because it's bull. It's garbage. They just wanted to put something on the record against me. And here's why I think they want to do it. See, if I settle with this guy, then I have nothing. I get to sign my rights away that, oh, I did wrong and I shouldn't have said what I said about him. You don't go after somebody's wife and they get to be silent. You don't get to take that anger and suppress it. You don't get to take that defense of a man's wife and say he shouldn't have said what he said. You went after his wife, and guess what? You went after our publisher's wife. And for 1.5 years, you know me, Paterson, I don't hold back. I held back to give him a chance to walk away so I can deal with Paterson. And he refused to walk away. So if you want to stay here and you want to fight me, you want to drag me into court, I'm going to go. And if my attorney's telling me, oh, just settle with you, no. I'm going to put it on the record, I will not settle with this guy because he went after my wife. And all I did was tell people, this is what I believe he did. And it wasn't even about him. It was Andre Sayegh and Charles Florio. You think I'm kidding? I have it up here. What I say? You know, it's Charles Florio and Andre Sayegh desperately trying to get the office. So how is this guy trying to sue me and all this kind of nonsense? Because he inserted himself in this. And now you're trying to act like, and he's a public figure. And you know what the judge says? He's a private citizen. He's not private. It was all lies in the court. It was all back and forth. They were waiting for me. I believe. It's my belief, it's my free speech, because of him. He took every case that I had in New Jersey, he was going after it to help them. This guy, he was mad because I filed charges against his friend who runs all the courts, criminal charges. So they were trying to get me back for that. And I filed ethics charges against him for meddling in the Paterson case. And they say, if you're working for Paterson and you were employed in the city of Paterson, you were a lawyer helping the case, the Observer's newspaper said, why are you on this case? Because they wanted to get Phil Murphy elected. They wanted the Paterson officials. So I went on for 42 minutes because this is just the top. I'm gonna go get the I have all the documents I submitted to the court. Everything that I said about Harry Melber is in court documents. And now we find out that these attorneys lied. The attorney's now going to be in trouble because they're going to have to answer, why did you say, right, that it was the New Jersey Pulse Facebook page and added that visitors republished the post to others and on and on. That never happened. You saw my algorithms. They think I'm stupid. Look at that. Is that on and on? These are like 26 days. Oh, where's the on and on and on? And you know, when people go on your Facebook page, within that 10 days is when they see stuff and they start sharing it, right? Do you share something after like a week or a month later? No, it gets hot within that 5 days. Right now, today is what, April 5th. I posted the thing last week about Jamik, Laurie, and it was hot for like 5 days. And it's dead now. Ain't nobody commenting after 5 days. There's nobody sharing it after 5 days. You can go right now. There's nobody commenting and sharing. It died. A new incident took place. That died too. Something else about the officials I posted. Now that they cared about. They didn't give a damn about this guy. So when the lawyer said on and on and on, they lied in court documents that visitors were reposting it, republishing it to others. And on and on. That sounds like about 50,000 people, right? On and on. It keeps going. Come on, guys. Am I lying here? Is it just me? But I never got to present this in court documents because the judges were waiting for me. They were looking for anything. Criminal cases, civil cases, anything they can get me in New Jersey to aid Phil Murphy and the rest of them and whatever all these people are telling me that is happening there. From the PI, from the former police chief to the sheriff officers telling me. They are coming after you. They were coming after me in Paterson. They didn't want me telling the people the truth about the corruption in the circle. I call them political mafias. That's what I call them. No, political, it's another word. There's a book that I'm writing about all of this. But I gave this guy a chance. All right? My attorney and his attorney had a conversation where we just go our way. But he doesn't want to go his way. He wants He wants to tie himself to a publisher's life after you went after his wife. You want money on top of going after this guy's wife. Now I've been quiet. Somebody posted something, they flipped out. Well, you're going to flip out now because when you post something on Facebook, Google algorithm doesn't really, SEO doesn't pick it up. But when you put it on the website, it picks up and it stays for life. When you put it on the YouTube, it picks up, it stays for life. So if that's the war he wanted to go after my publication to help the Paterson officials destroy my news media. And I left. But he's still trying to stick me. If I'm going to go down this mountain, like I said, we're going down together. You get to do what you do, and I get to do what I do best. I get to publish everything that happened in court. What you put and what I put. And I was smart enough to, I didn't really think about it at the time, but I put stuff in there in my defense that now I can publish freely. And you can't sue me now because guess what? It's public record. Anyway, this is Serrano's 45 minutes. I decided to tell you guys what's going on. You know, I fought for you, and I hope that you will continue to fight for me. And now my wife. Why my wife? What did she do to them that they would go after her? This is an innocent girl, never in politics. Like, say his wife is in politics. She goes speaking or political shows. My wife is just I didn't even posted photos of her because I didn't want people like him going after her. Hired to do their dirty work. Now, like I said, he had a chance to walk away and he didn't. So don't call my attorney, don't call me. You want to go to war, you want to go to court, you're with a publisher who acted in good faith for a year and a half. Guys, you know me. Something happens, I put it out there. Nothing was published about this guy in any one of my websites or newspaper. It was immediately on Facebook when I went after her. What would you do in the moment when you found out they went after your wife that night alone on the road and I couldn't protect her? The only thing that I had was my voice, and he wants to shut my voice up on the behalf of the Paterson officials. You get what you get now. Now you get Serrano. There's a girl by the name of, I can't remember her name, but she works for another media. And she said, I warn people about you. Don't go after Serrano. Don't poke that bear, because sooner or later it's going to turn. And guess what? I just turned. So come after me, take me to court, sue me. Let's see what the judge does. Do what you got to do. And then I'm going to do what you got to do, because the next time people Google your name, Mr. Melber, your case is coming up all over, because I spent a lot of time learning about SEO, which is search engine optimizer, which he knows about. But you can stop Facebook, but you can't stop those algorithms. And as for you, the attorneys who wrote that, we're going to send this and other stuff to the state bar and show that they lied when I present my own algorithms to the state. Where's the over and over and over that you lied to the court, lied to the judge to try to get this case through and win it? And I never had a trial, never had a defense, couldn't put up any of this. Because the judge is not listening to me. They're friends. They were waiting to get something, and they got it. But that's all right. That's what's been happening. I'm going to lay out I'm not putting everything up here, because they're going to call Facebook. Yeah, he put something up there, like somebody killing somebody, and it's inappropriate, whatever, and they're going to pull this down. But that's okay. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put it up there. But I just was heated tonight when my attorney sends me this email that really pissed me off. And I said, you know what? I got to talk to my people. My people are the people of Paterson that I fought for 10 years. Look, I'm in Texas here. I don't even fight for them. I'm still fighting for you. With the same Jameek case. With the same other guy who was beaten by the cops. With the same garbage that's going on there. I'm still fighting for you guys, and I'm here. So maybe God doesn't want me to leave there just yet. But that's determined by them still trying to file cases against me and hold me. But you know what? I'm done playing games. It's my turn. This is my turn now. I'll tell you the court, the date. We're going to show up with some cameras. I'm going to reach out to the other news medias, tell them what they did to my wife. And I'm actually going to form a committee to defend any newspaper, president, wife, or family from going through this, because we went through hell with those people in Paterson. We went through hell with the officials. But that's another story. This is Serrano. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.